thanks for a great movie. I want to go on bicycle vacation again. I was wondering, it looked like you pushed the bike a lot. What was the ratio of the kilometers or the time that you spent on the bike riding and the time that you spent it pushing? Thanks.
It's a good question. It's something we didn't really measure or anything, but yeah, I do feel as well like the film maybe shows a bit more on the hiker bike sections, because also that's like easy parts and fun parts to film, because you're not moving and it's just easier to, you know, step off the bikes and then make some shots. But I would say, maybe Katrien will say if I'm totally wrong, but yeah, 65 riding and then 35 hiking. In time. 70-30, yeah, time-wise.
Because the hiking is so slow.
Yeah. So yeah, more or less. Yeah. It's hard to tell, and in the end it doesn't really matter anyway, so.
Yeah, thank you. That was incredible. I wonder if you could say something about the technical, how you filmed it. I mean, it looked like you would be quite exhausted and dirty. Your lens was clean. There was a drone shot at the end. Did you have a film crew, or did you really do it all yourself? And how did you do it yourself? I just would love to hear.
So yeah, we definitely filmed it all ourselves, and yeah, it takes a lot of energy, especially yeah, because it's when you film on the hardest moments that kind of makes the film in the end. It's easy to film in the easy times, and which isn't always like that, of course. And then also we didn't take a drone. We just had like a really long kind of selfie stick, which is 3 meters long. And you just attach like an action cam on it, and if you put like the wide angle, like super wide, then it looks like it's kind of high. And I was usually holding it like standing up on the pedals and then holding it as high as possible. So in the end, it's like 5 meters away from the ground, and it's just a really efficient way to do it, because if you want to take a drone, it always takes like 10 minutes at least to set it up, and then, you know, there's too much wind or whatever. So, yeah, that's kind of how we did it. Do you want to add something to it?
No, I think Manu is kind of an acrobat on the bicycle, so he can do all things together and still ride. So I think that's why he still managed to take good shots.
But thank you. Anyone else? Yep.
Awesome movie. Thank you. I can imagine that the Omniums took a lot of abuse during the trip. A lot. Is there anything in the setup that you would have done otherwise in hindsight?
Yeah, quite some abuse, but yeah, to be honest, we didn't have any mechanicals, like 0 flat tires. So yeah, this summer, so the film was made not last summer, but the summer before. And this summer we did a trip in Slovenia, the West Loop bikepacking route. And yeah, we just left the bikes unchanged with even the same tires than we did this trip with. The way we mounted the kids their bikes, everything exactly the same. But yeah, before the trip we put a lot of like effort and yeah, just making sure everything works the way we want it to. So that definitely makes a big difference. Also, I work as a mechanic myself, so I really know like all the really like small but important details on the bike. So knowing, you know, the gear you leave with is definitely helps in avoiding trouble on the trail, you know. So yeah.
Yeah, and also I think we've done lots of bike touring without the kids. We do bikepacking races both, where you also put your bike through lots of like abuse. And so we kind of know very well which gear will hold up and which won't. Yeah.
Congratulations and a warning, because every other year we had our kids on bike trips as well. I remember being in Denmark and having a pause, and it was pouring down, and our now 22-year-old son was 4-ish, 5-ish at the time. And he's like, time to go back in the trailer. No, tandem is what he said. Okay, he must be a nerd. And he had his rain cloth on. You will have children who will be enthusiastic cyclists. Congratulations.
Sorry.
Thanks, guys. Great stuff. I'm curious about the bigger logistics, like how you get your stuff when you go to Slovenia, Scotland, wherever. Because I would like to do something similar, without minus the kids, in Japan. So I'm wondering how you transport the cargo bike.
Yeah, so until now we've always been to locations where we could just drive our car, which is just like a Volkswagen Caddy. And if we take one seat out, we can just put the Omnium straight in, and we take off the racks. So in the end, then the bike becomes really small, like a normal bike. So, but we do know it's definitely possible. We know also a guy who does a lot of like bikepacking and every now and then races with an Omnium bike, Alan Shaw, and he's been taking it to places like Kyrgyzstan and whatnot. So it's definitely possible, but it's not something we've personally been. We haven't been doing this, so we never took it on a plane or anything. So, but I guess we will find out in a while. Yeah, or train. Yeah.
Yeah, same for flying. I think you can just, if you take off the rack, that's actually, it becomes much smaller, and then you can just put it in a box. And also Omnium has now, this tilting racks too, so you don't even have to, take it off, I guess.
Hi, I'm just curious, do you guys do kind of in your routine with the boys, like getting them used to getting ready for the trip, building up, going longer and longer trips?
It's okay. Yes and no. I think we've been taking the kids since they were 1 and 2 years old on their first bikepacking trips. And honestly, it was a challenge at first. So we were talking to Jon earlier and telling the first trip we thought we have to get back home because it was not working. They were not sleeping in the tent. They were constantly awake. They were tired. So, it was horrible, actually. But then after a couple of days, they got used to it. And ever since then, it was never an issue anymore. So, we of course, we go cycling quite often together. And we go camping regularly. And so just, if they're used to sleeping in a tent, that's already a lot. Because then the sleeping part is covered. And then also I think it's important to give them like as many options as possible to change things around. So they can sit in the chair, they can cycle themselves. So we have podcasts for them. So if they're bored, they listen to a podcast. We stop whenever they indicate they need a stop. And then we say, okay, 10 minutes. But we give them the opportunity to then throw some rocks in the streams or to climb a tree or whatever they want to do. So stretch the legs, etc. So we just really follow their pace and give them lots of opportunities to do the things they like. And then we try to sneak in the cycling in between.
You guys are racers. How difficult is it to take it slow on these trips?
It's not always easy, but we just set our mind to it. We can see it as a totally different thing, apart from each other. So I think for me personally, the first trip we did was probably the hardest. It was also like a 2-month trip right away. But in the end, if you're back then pushing, like pulling a kid trailer with 2 kids in it and then their bike on top of it, you also get tired quite well, like similar to racing. So in the end, it's it's kind of the same at the end of the day. Any more questions? Nope. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Manu and Katrien.